Hey everybody, Neil Thompson, founder of Teach the Geek. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if this is the first time you're here. I work with technical professionals so they can present more effectively, especially in front of non-technical audiences. And you can learn more about that at teachthegeek.com. Again, that's teachthegeek.com. And also, please remember to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Every little bit helps. Oh, I don't even think that was in the way. Anyway, I want to talk to you about voice speed. You want to make sure that you're speaking at a rate that people can understand. At least make it as easy for them to understand as possible. If it's too slow, they might get bored. If it's too fast, it's difficult to catch what you're actually saying. And it's also helpful for people whose first language isn't the same as your own. Right. It isn't the same as your own. So for instance, if you're a native English speaker and you're speaking in English and people in your audience have an have English as not their native language. I probably could have said that a little more artfully. English is not their first language. You certainly want to make sure that you're speaking at a rate that they can understand. Ideally, 120 words per minute is what we typically speak conversationally. So try sticking to that. Although I've read some research that says that if you have bad news, speak faster, 140 words per minute. And you might be wondering why you would speak faster when giving bad news. Well, it's actually to keep others from, or keep people from really taking in what you have to say so they can't come up with counter arguments. So if you're a boss and have to lay off people, hey, quicken it up, speed it up. I always found that rather funny. If you're someone who gives technical presentations, though, like I do, and perhaps others that you know, or yourself, you may want to slow it down even more. And the reason for that is especially if you're speaking to a non-technical audience, it's going to be more difficult for them to really take in what you have to say already, since they don't have the same level of expertise as you. So maybe slow it down to make sure that they can really take in what you have to say. So I'd say somewhere between 110 and 120 words per minute. So now you might be wondering, well, I have no clue whether I'm speaking at 120 words per minute or 140 or 110. How do I figure that out? What I suggest doing is writing out a paragraph of 100 words and reading it. And you time yourself reading it. And essentially, you then take the number 100 and divide it by the number of minutes it took you to read those 100 words. And that essentially will give you your words per minute. So if you see you're around 120, you're good. If you see yourself at 200, you may want to slow down there. But if you see yourself at maybe 90 or 100, it's like, okay, maybe I need to quicken it up. So that's really what I wanted to say about that. I mean, voice speed is probably not something that a whole lot of people think about when giving presentations, especially if you're nervous. Oftentimes when we're nervous, we tend to speak a little faster. But if you do that exercise I suggested, reading 100 words and seeing how long it takes you to read that 100 words, it'll go a long way for you to figure out, firstly, where you're at, and then you're able to modulate your voice speed. Hope that helps. Again, my name is Neil Thompson, founder of Teach the Geek. You can learn more about it at teachthegeek.com. Please continue to come back to the YouTube channel where I'll be sharing these tips. And in addition to tuning into the interviews that I do with technical professionals about their public speaking journeys. Okay, until next time, take care, stay safe.